78 Sports TV here. Salute to the mighty LDBC, Lions Den Boxing Community. For those who don't know, now you know. Smash that like button, hit the subscribe. Also hit the notification bell so you'll be notified when I drop a new video. If you're digging the video, go ahead and share it. Bernard, the Executioner Hopkins, one of the greatest fighters of all time. Now, a promoter with Golden Boy Promotions has just, totally embarrassed himself today. Bernard Hopkins yesterday at the Gervonta Davis, Ryan Garcia weigh-in, while Gervonta Davis and Ryan Garcia were facing off and talking a little trash to each other, Bernard Hopkins decided to interject himself, and he touched Tank and said, told Tank not to touch Ryan, okay? Tank's team immediately told Bernard, don't touch Tank. You say what you got to say, but don't touch him. And, Bernard started talking about he from the streets and, I'm really about that. Tank snapped on him. Tank got real heated. Tank said he don't give a, you know what I'm saying? He don't care where you from, whatever. So it escalated from there. But now the fight is today. The fight is tonight. But I saw an interview from Bernard Hopkins that troubled me. Bernard Hopkins was doing the interview, and he's been trashing the PBC and trashing, he was sneak dissing, like the world of boxing, really. He was saying how the interviewer asked Bernard Hopkins something to the effect of, do you think this fight between Gervonta Davis and Ryan Garcia can help save boxing, seeing as though it's two guys young and in their prime, in their 20s, and we don't have to wait till guys get 30 and 40 to fight, So Bernard Hopkins goes on some tangent about how, boxing, he's calling out all these people in boxing that's ducking. He don't care if they're heavyweights or down to the lowest weight. He don't care if they're from America or from overseas. He going to be calling out all the fights that should be happening in boxing. And a lot of these fighters are trying to hide behind their promoters, hide behind their networks, hide behind their advisors, or whatever they call them, right? And I find this interesting that Bernard Hopkins is trying to manipulate the public when Bernard Hopkins and Golden Boy have been ducking for years. For years. Right here on YouTube, the video is still up 3 years ago, called Devin Haney Confronts Bernard Hopkins from 3 years ago. When Devin Haney went up to, and his father, Bill Haney, went up to Bernard Hopkins after a Ryan Garcia fight and said, hey, when are we going to get Ryan? Y'all hiding the kid. When are we going to fight Ryan? Bernard Hopkins does some song and dance all on camera. He does some song and dance that equals ducking and basically tells Devin Haney, we're not going to fight you right now. You're the best. You're the best. We're not going to fight you right now. So what is that, Bernard? That's ducking. What about when you guys had Ryan Garcia fight Luke Campbell in a title eliminator to become Devin Haney's mandatory for the lightweight title, the WBC lightweight title? And then Devin Haney is at the fight on the zone, waiting to get into the ring and promote this upcoming matchup between him and his now mandatory Ryan Garcia. You guys instruct Ryan Garcia to call out Gervonta Davis. So, sure, it's not play no games. Sure, you guys can make more money fighting Gervonta Davis, but a duck is a duck. You turn down a title shot, and you have been for years, chasing Gervonta Tank Davis. You understand? That's what you guys have been doing. So don't stand here today like you the champion, like you're championing some cause of the real boxing fans. You're here to save the sport of boxing from all the ducking. No, people like you, Bernard Hopkins, have been a part of the problem for a long time because people trust you. You were once a fighter. You know what the grind is like. You know what it feels like to be ducked, right? You know what that's like. You were never some huge pay-per-view star. A lot of people avoided Bernard Hopkins because they said he wasn't a draw. High risk, low reward. Many people did. So for you to go through what you went through. Then, after boxing, become a promoter and start doing to other fighters what happened to you makes you a sellout. You understand? I can recall Bernard Hopkins saying back when he was fighting, he made it his mission to get Don King out of boxing. He said, I'm going to make it my mission to get Don King out of boxing. We got to get rid of Don King. Now, I didn't hear Bernard Hopkins say we got to get rid of Bob Arum. I ain't never heard him say nothing about we got to get rid of Eddie Hearn out the sport. He said he got to get rid of Don King. See, I remember these things, Bernard. Now you sneak this in the PBC, acting like the PBC are holding up good fights. Whatever the PBC is doing, if they're doing something wrong, you and Golden Boy are doing the same thing. Golden Boy and PBC are in cahoots. You guys have been doing this song and dance with the fans for years. I'm not buying. I'm not buying that y'all don't get along. Y'all don't like each other. It's all for show. It's entertainment. Okay? Floyd and Oscar supposedly can't stand each other, but they always working together doing good business. Right? Supposedly the PBC don't work with the Zone, but when it comes time to deal with Ryan Garcia, they make a deal, right? The PBC had the Zone fighters, Ryan Garcia, at Tank Davis fights every time you turn around. Every Tank Davis fight, you got Ryan Garcia in the crowd. You got Showtime bringing the camera at Ryan Garcia getting exclusive interviews, even though he's with a rival network. You got Leonard Ellerbe going back and forth with Ryan on Twitter, right? They have been building, y'all have been building this thing up for years. And it was a brilliant strategy. But just don't insult my intelligence and act like I'm supposed to believe y'all don't get along. Or there's some type of beef there. Or you won't call out the PBC for the duck tactics when you're doing the same thing. See what I'm saying? You're doing the same exact thing. But I know this. Ryan Garcia and Gervonta Tank Davis going to fight tonight. And I don't know who's going to win. I think Tank's going to win. I'm picking Tank to win by 7th round stoppage. Right? But regardless of what happens, somebody's going to take an L. Somebody's O has got to go, right? And whatever happens, don't think that if Ryan loses to Tank and get knocked out, that Ryan is somehow still above everybody else. He's above Devin Haney and he's above Lomachenko and he's above everybody. No, he's not. He goes to the bottom of the totem pole because the kid never fought nobody anyway. Right? He never fought nobody. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, I just want to respond to Bernard Hopkins' nonsense. He talking about calling out ducking and boxing when he's one of the biggest contributors to the ducking, and even with Virgil Ortiz, they got Golden Boy got Virgil Ortiz over there, right? All right, young gun from Texas. Everybody's saying, "Hey, love to see him versus Jerome Boots Ennis." What Golden Boy and them talking about? Oh well, I think that fight is years away. Why is it years away? You talking about ducking? Y'all the ones doing the ducking. 7 Sports TV. Salute to the mighty LDBC. I'm up out of here. Deuces.